Welcome back, poker fans across the world. We are back for our main event, DPT Spring Championship, 100K MEGASTACK. Welcome to the final table, everyone. Give yourselves a round of applause. So what started out with 100 players, we are now down to 9. Question here, who here is going to win today? Eric. Got a couple people, few people who are wanting to win. That's the first step into winning. Is wanting it. So $7,700 to the winner. Tony Euler to my left, current chip leader with 2.8 million in chips. Tony, if you were to win today, what would you do with that money?
Main event, baby.
Going to the World Series of Poker, I assume, main event? Yeah.
Yep.
All right, beautiful. So rolling a win into more poker. To my right, we have Scott Vance. He's got 350K in chips, one of the short stacks at the table. Scott, what's it going to do today to come away with a win?
I'll just have to do my best. I don't know. There's not a lot of options at this point, but we'll just do what we can.
Do his best, yes. So it's going to take probably a few double ups, and yeah, so good luck to all players. I wish everyone run good, but ultimately there can only be one champion today. I'm going to kick it back to Brian in the booth, and we'll start our final table action. Randy, we're ready for you.
Good cards? Yeah. Oh, here they come. The delivery guy showed up.
We have the ceremonial first card of the pitch, I guess. This pitch of the cards is coming out. You can see that by Goose, perhaps. Thank you to him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we are ready for our main event. Had a host of technical difficulties last night, but today we are confident things are going to work out just fine. Very excited here to see who our winner is going to be, boosting them right up the leaderboard.
You did?
Of the Dakota Poker Tour.
I heard it. Somebody else is hitchhiking on our channel then.
Lines are at 20,000, 40,000 with a 40,000 big blind entry.
20, 40, 40.
Looks like our highest
Good luck, sports fans.
player highest up on the DPT leaderboard currently is Dwayne Anderson. And in fact, let's go ahead and give you guys a introduction to all the players at the table. Got Tony Euler, as I said, with 2.9 million in chips. He is your current chip leader. In seat 2, I'll find this real quick. Seat 2 will be Kramer and Hansen. He was on the stream for quite some time last night. He's got 1.5 or 1,505,000 in chips. To his left, in seat 3 will be Janet Getz with 370,000. Steve Obregon, 965,000. Jason Kramer, seat 5, 1,565,000 in chips. Seat 6 there, Curtis Beloki, 725,000 in chips. Seat 7, Dwayne Anderson, 1.2 million in chips. Edgar Leva, 390,000 in chips, and rounding off the table, Scott Vance, 350,000 in chips. Oh my. We got a donut delivery in the back here from Vicky. And do this one. These donuts look mighty fine. Why am I eating 2 donuts? I don't know.
Oh, big.
Over, sister.
Wow. So you look away, you look for donuts one time, and then all of a sudden, Janet Getz is eliminated in 9th place. Great hand to go all in on with ace-king suited, but running into Kramer's queens.
It's the ace on the flop. Kramer turns a queen, and his absolute run good is just continuing through to day 2. Catching cards left and right. We saw it pretty much all that evening of Kramer turning or rivering cards that helps him knock out players. But that's what it's going to take for someone to come away with the win here. See Kramer finally eclipsing the 2 million in chip mark. Second player to do so behind Tony Euler.
True. We'll be in the start of the bounty tournament.
So Janet Getz will be getting a $700 payday today.
One big blind. Button is in 2, seat 3 is open. One big blind. 5 raises to 100.
It's easy being on this side.
6 fold, 7 fold,
Kramer will raise to 110,000.
9 fold,
Scott Vance is going to fold.
1 fold, 2 fold.
Steve picking up pocket 8s right next to Kramer's pocket 9.
3 calls.
He's going to make the call for 110,000.
Or 4 calls, yeah. Open seat frozen. 2 of clubs. 5 of diamonds.
Flop comes 5-9 deuce. Kramer spiking. 3 behind right off the bat.
4 bet. See? Still got any seats.
Steve's going to fire away for 150,000.
5
Kramer
calls,
will make the call.
150K.
Players coming well rested after an evening break, 5 on the turn. It's going to give Kramer the full house. Steve is going to test the waters some more, 300K. It's going to be a little under half his stack. Kramer looks like he's going to make the call here. Steve's going to slow down, check. I think he said all in. Putting the pressure on Steve. Steve's going to sit here in the think tank for a little bit. Going to go ahead and lay it down. So wow, Steve getting absolutely chunked by Kramer.
I go broke there.
Yeah, you do.
I also have
Yeah, huge hit to Steve's chip stack here, starting off early.
Had to have had a 5.
what's that?
Had to have had a 5.
Kramer now 2.6 million, back-to-back huge hands.
Oh, no, yeah. Yeah, I'm all good.
like they're rolling up. Settle in. Don't play a hand for a while.
Kramer
Relax.
making a huge push to take down this tournament today, early off the gates.
Tempted to bet 250 there.
I was, but it looks so weird.
It looks terrible, but it'd be fun to do.
I mean, I think the mistake I made is I probably should have just raised him on the turn. But I thought he might put his chips in for me and I wouldn't have to ask for him.
I believe Curtis Bloke will be first stacked on this hand.
He bets the river and the genius, and then
He's gonna fold.
folds, and it looks like a mistake.
Dwayne Anderson's gonna fold. Edgar and Scott both fold. Probably see a fold here from Mueller.
2 raises to 100.
Eric Hansen's going to raise it up to 130,000. Stephen Kramer will fold. And Eric's going to take down a pot, no contesting.
The big blind hasn't fared so well yet today, so I figure I'll just fold it too.
Come on, you were folding at 7-3.
No, Jack 4. I think. Something like that. Jack 5. No, Jack something.
Whatever.
Jack
You were
3.
folding it anyway. That's just
And if you really want to play some poker today, I got good news for you. We do have our Black Chip Bounty Tournament coming up, and registration starts, I think, shortly. Should be coming up. I think that should start at 1. Currently, I think just the feature table is or the final table is the only people that are really in the building. Wayne and Edgar fold.
Same bet.
2 raises to 1.
Eric in the cutoff is gonna call. Actually, it looks like a raise.
4 is all in.
Raise to 130,000.
5 folds.
Steve Obergon all in for 345,000.
I have a call ready. What you got like the sound of
So Eric maybe trying to steal some blinds and antes, and he's gonna get a huge raise from Eric Hansen. Probably gonna just let this go. Put on a little show here. Make Steve sweat a little bit. He's gonna count it out. Steve definitely, you know, now the short stack at the table. So Eric thinking maybe he's kind of going all in with any 2 cards, but just got out of the blinds, so he does have time on his side. Steve does to
Randy, isn't that right? You can't be on your phone all the time. Yeah, you have to step away. Even to read? Yep.
he's gonna make the call. Wow. All right, King Queen at risk, and we're gonna see a flop.
It's like the first time in 2 years I've been cold.
Flop comes deuce 5-9. Any 2 cards can win. And a 6 on the turn. Eric Hansen pairs his 6s, and oh no.
It really does. Might be, yeah, I think.
Ooh.
And a king on the river gives Steve Obergon the check mark. Oh my goodness, Steve is
Felt right.
definitely getting a little worried there. Oh, sees the 6 on the turn. That is just, it would have been devastating, but Steve Obergon's tournament life is going to stay. He's got new life, gets a nice double up. Starting off with action
Oh,
here at the Spring Championship.
yeah,
Still
I
didn't
tried
break my
to do
record.
it, you know.
Couple years there ago there at Speedway, I lost 4 players in the first 5.
Even when well, that was bad.
Oh, I just watched it.
Once it was
You can see
too
that?
bad.
Okay.
All of them were cool.
I was just like, I mean, why are they looking at the battery time?
Yeah.
Once you didn't have a pair, that helped a lot. But still, it wasn't. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not.
Yeah, it was final table. Lost 4 players in the first 5 minutes. Just brutal. 1 fold, 2 fold, 3 fold, or 4 fold rather, and 5 folds. I should just make you move over there. 6 calls, 40K, 7 checks his option.
So it'll be Curtis and Dwayne. Flop comes 4, 7, 5. Straight flush draw for Curtis.
Little drama in between.
We'll see a bet of 55,000 in a call.
I really don't.
Queen on the turn. Dwayne Anderson still in the lead.
I wouldn't have.
His
Right after I
Jack 10 high and a open-ender now at this point. Check, check, and an 8 on the river.
just looks super suspicious right away.
Only helps Curtis, or only helps Dwayne rather. Curtis bets 250,000. Dwayne just thinking how much, and he says, "How about all of them?" So Curtis is going to get chunked here, real bad. Wow.
Fun's a good deal.
So Curtis below key now getting chunked by Dwayne Anderson there. No stranger to final tables, to running deep in tournaments. I'm sure Curtis would have loved to see a any kind of club at that point. Sounds like players are starting to file in for the
Somewhere in town.
Black Chip Bounty event.
There's some chorizo and eggs sitting over there.
Scott Vance, pocket nines, under the gun.
I brought 2 orders today, Dana. I took a burrito out of one of them, but the other one.
Probably see Scott go all in here. One pair before seeing a flop is going to be better than no pairs pre-flop. So yeah, there's the all in.
One fold,
Gonna fold around.
fold, 5 fold, 6 fold, 7 fold, 8 fold.
And no action there for Scott Vance. He'll be picking up much needed blinds and antes because now he is in the big blind. So essentially he was able to finance one orbit around the table.
Came back to the table and I said, nice hand, Eric. And I finally realized that he had one of the buckets. When you guys, no,
without cutting into his already small chip stack.
Came back and the way they were
Oh, they
orientated.
returned, yeah.
So I thought that was your end. I was like, I just told Eric nice hand after he doubled someone up. That's not very nice to do.
Got the lucky to have gotten ahead briefly.
Yeah.
I did worse. I called the king was coming.
You did, didn't you?
I
Well,
did it
then-
with a 4.
yeah,
That
then
was
you gave him the
pretty
fist
good
bump, so I'm
yesterday.
like, oh, Eric did win the hand. So that's why I was all confused.
Yeah, he agreed with me,
Then
but
I-
I kind of felt like it was coming.
I turned around and came back, and he had it twice in the one hole. I think I misread.
Yeah. Carl wouldn't have known the 4-1 last night.
Dwayne Anderson, pocket aces. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Funny
He
because
did
it's true.
it off. Of course, the whole day.
One time.
Raised to the 150,000 maybe, I'm going to guess. Looks like 110.
Last night, isn't it, Eric? Were you in the 2-seat last night?
I was there.
I was in the 5
We
all
just,
day.
Yeah, I was in the
6th round, 3. 5 of them.
So Scott Vance, 70K to call. See if he can just fold and not defend his big blind, or if he does decide to defend his big blind. It's going to be, I guarantee, in a world of hurt. Unless he catches some magic here on
I don't want to hear no jokes.
the flop, and
I was thinking if I didn't need to pay.
Dwayne Anderson's going to win.
Your mom's watching.
Will not show the aces.
Yeah, she is.
And it was, to the $20 drawing, you know. Everyone you buy today, Brooks smashes, you get double.
Oh, really?
That's a pretty cool deal.
Yeah.
I went to get 5.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
They had like 200 left.
They need to sell them, yeah.
They
They need to
don't
sell them or they
Yeah,
got
I'll buy a couple.
They have to refund everybody.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty cool Brooks.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, what they were going to do was buy a bunch of them and put dealer on it. And if one of them won, split it up between the dealers.
They're still good.
I like that kind of party. I remember the last time I dealt with DPT.
That's what Kramer was saying. She should do last night. I don't know if she did.
Do you mind if I deal a hand today? I want to get into the party.
You want to get in on that action, huh?
I've done it before.
Eric Hansen, first act.
All right, one time.
Looks like he's going to put in a call.
Call. 6 calls.
See some folds around to Edgar Leva. He's got some calling or raising opportunities here.
Kramer. Take that with you. 8 calls. 9 calls.
Edgar will just decide to call.
I made that mind up. So I
One
knew it.
check, 2.
Tony in the big blind is going to check his option. Flop comes ace, deuce, 4. Two clubs out there. Eric Hansen's definitely going to want to bet this pot. It's like 85,000. 80,000. Curtis with a gut shot there. Draw. Come along for 80,000. Euler's gonna fold. Ace on the turn. Not a club. Eric's gonna bet again, and Curtis is gonna walk away licking his wounds. Just 180,000 left in his chip stack. He's definitely going to need to be going all in very soon. Button is in the 9 seat, so Curtis has 2 hands, 3 hands until he's going to need to make a decision to go all in with just any 2 cards. Blinds 20, 40, 40 still. So Scott, Edgar, and Curtis are really going to need to put on a show here if they want a chance at coming back. It's going to take luck, that's for sure. Curtis just calls. That's the risk of just calling. Either, I mean, suppose someone raises all in, you can just fold if you don't feel comfortable that those 2 cards are going to be good enough. Going all in for 180K really isn't that much for some of these bigger stacks. Easy call. Euler just 20K to call. He's going to make the call. And Eric's going to check his option. So Curtis, best part of pre-flop hand, an 8, 6, 7, 2 spades on the flop. Euler top pair. Eric Hansen will bet 105 or 10, 130, 130,000. That would leave Curtis with just 10,000 left over. Curtis will make the call and holding on to just 1 chip. Euler with top pair won't be going anywhere. Actually, Tony raises to 450,000. Gonna put Curtis all in. Can't fold now, Curtis, can you? You got 5,000 remaining. It's your best chance. Flush draw. That's
6 calls, 135. 1 raise to 450. 2 fold. 6 calls, all in. 135.
all right. So here we are.
King or a spade? Spade.
Deuce of clubs on the turn.
Kind of hope so.
6 is all in for 140.
And a king on the river gives Curtis the check mark. Pairing his kings. And he got the deuce on the turn, so wow. So Curtis Beloki will double up through Tony Euler and then some. Help of Eric. There, hopefully my wishes of everyone running good are kind of coming true a little bit.
That's payback for me calling like the king in there.
Everyone kind of catching some lightning in a bottle. Only 1 elimination so far. We're down to 8 players. This is our 100K Mega Stack main event.
Happens. You know that, right? Clock.
Yeah.
I called the clock on him after about 15 seconds yesterday.
Yeah, it was Digger.
So the turn gave him a straight flush.
I was probably gonna call anyways. I don't think it changed with it, but it was karma. Then it gave Digger the full house on the river.
Yeah, gave him the full house on the river.
Yeah, that was.
Dwayne Anderson picks up a premium hand.
Just in case we were wondering what we're playing for today, guys. Not
Question is,
7,000.
how much?
Oh, yeah, no, you're playing for that. I get the 7K.
You can have it.
Just in case they were wondering what they were playing for.
It's like 115.
Raised to
Doesn't seem fair.
150K.
Well, let him enjoy it while he can.
Oh, gotcha.
Nine. You did get the 5-6 fold, right? Okay. 1 fold. 2 fold. 4 fold.
See, folds around, and Dwayne Anderson will pull some more chips towards him. Don't forget the partnership Dakota Poker Tour has with the Free Poker Network. Pretty much any DPT event that goes on, you can find local participating Free Poker Network free-to-play bar leagues in the area, and we'll often be giving away seats to the winners.
I know it takes a lot of sticky to go and all in with King Juice.
Yeah, but they're suited.
To find participating locations, go to freepokernetwork.com. Click on locations. We are nationwide, from Jersey to Florida to Vegas, Colorado, Delaware, big Delaware crowd, Minnesota, North Dakota, all of them. So we're all over. And the Free Poker Network will be taking the show on the road here at the end of May. Last week of May will be in Vegas for the FPN National Championship for our current promotion.
More skinny than you realize.
Oh, I do. That's 7-4.
I have to have 7 deuce, and you guys have my outs here. Mix it up.
They'll step into the ring action. You can win one of many $10,000 main event seats plus cash.
I'm gonna fold 7-3.
Be Tuesday, May 28th through Friday, May 31st.
Females on all Saturday.
And of course, the World Series of Poker kicks off in Vegas that same weekend.
The guy where I hit the flop down there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
He had Jack and it's like, oh, Jack and the flop.
Yeah, it was jacks, 10s, and ace queen of clubs, and the flop
Oh, that's
was
the hand
8,
of Matt.
9, jack, and 2 clubs.
That's when I lost that too. I'm not bad.
Yeah, you were in that one. You had the 10.
Yeah, and you lost more chips than me.
I suffered some of that pain.
7 fold, 8 fold, 9 fold. 1 fold. 2 call, 40K, 4 fold, 5 fold.
See a check by Curtis. Eric Hansen calls with Jack 8 suited. Curtis Bloke 8-9 unsuited connectors. There's ace 4-5 on the flop. See a bet from Eric Hansen and a fold from Curtis. Eric Hansen will take down another pot. Once again, Black Chip Bounty event starts shortly down at the Hartle Building at the Red River Valley Fairgrounds. It's a $200 buy-in for a 20K
I was just gonna say, and you wore the hat.
starting stack.
I watched some of the stream last night.
Option for another $100 to add on for another 20K in chips. For every person you bust out, you earned yourself $100.
I thought she set the bar pretty high though. don't do anything stupid.
Yeah, no, it's a long day.
Like all day or like
Every person you knock out $100.
Yeah.
Edgar's gonna shove all in. Randy slams down the all-in button like he was a judge in a courtroom. Randy, you are not the executioner. Although we could call him that. And another all-in from Eric Hansen. Queen in the window. 3-10.
For everybody.
2 clubs. Edgar Leyva not out of it yet.
A red 2 now? A red 2 for
Red
fun?
2 for another sweat?
Red 2.
All right.
Which is a blank. Well, not really. Edgar Leyva does pick up the straight draw now. 10 outs for Edgar.
Even the club, I'll take it.
What is it, Randy? 7 of clubs.
Good at No, I'm not.
Edgar Leyva stays alive, hitting the flush on the river. Wow. Definitely happy about that result. Yeah, the run good is for sure there for all the players. Edgar Leyva stays alive, rivering the flush against Eric Hansen.
Had a feeling. Not right very often, but that time I was. Would have been more impressive if I called I just called it red one.
How's that still impressive?
Yeah, you can only get to get better. Unless one of the other 4 falls. He blew up both Achilles. Yeah, when he was at Indiana, 3-4 feet. But
He's been back, right?
He's been healthy for a few years.
Lines are up. 30-66.
No, I mean, he's a beast.
Scott Vance will be first to act. You'll fold. Wheeler and Eric fold. Steve and Kramer fold. Curtis will go all in with some pocket 6s. Now it's up to Edgar Leyva if he wants to play in this hand. He's got ace-9 suited. Not bad, not terrible.
I told Curtis my revenge range was everything except 7-3 offsuit. I had 7-4 offsuit. I look all that.
It is. It's up to you, Randy.
Cranes.
Pair of
This has gotta
sixes,
go
right
this way.
there. Right in the window. 3 6s, 2 6s.
Two classes of these. Because I asked you to pair. So I can leave them on the chair over here if you want, or you can take them.
2 pair.
You'll take them.
Let's turn to 6. Turn to 6. Turn to 6. Come on.
7 or 8.
6.
Yeah.
4 more outs?
6 or 7. 6 or 7.
Never easy.
6 or 7.
The cameras reach far.
Yep.
Nice playing with
We
you,
can go
Curtis.
Curtis.
All right.
In just a second, I go
You
over
can
there.
open it, but not. But you can. Nice one, Kurt.
No, I didn't.
Thanks for coming out. We appreciate you. Just in time for the back. Yeah, I'll just right up that way. I'm gonna take this with me though. Excuse me, coming out, guys. Oh, John, here's your ticket.
That was a good line. I gotta remember that.
At least he's got some of Tony's chips before he went to
Yeah. I like to share.
I call bullshit. You want all of them.
I want them all, but I managed to share them.
One folded, two folded, four is all in. It's a share on this other. Yes, there is. 85, 698.
It's just too many. Just a little bit too many chips, and there's just too many people behind me.
Well, I promise you I've been talking. I just forgot that I had myself muted. These things
Too
happen.
many.
Grab the trophy and take it back to the table, will you? I know, Dana did it.
Well, I can't show up my calendar. I thought it started at noon.
I send it back up to you. Right. Four fold, five fold.
Dwayne Anderson will fold. Seems like Edgar's well rested after nice sleep last night. Didn't go too late. I think we stopped at about 11 o'clock or 10:30. Scott Vance moves all in.
Look all in. Not cool.
One call.
And we do see a call from Tony Euler.
He's correct. That one really doesn't matter, does it?
No.
Flop comes 10 deuce 7 all clubs. Scott Vance is loving that flop. And a king of clubs on the turn. Scott Vance does get the check mark.
A little overkill.
Scott Vance will double up through Tony Euler, the chip leader, which is who you really want to be doubling up through. Yeah, there we are. 520,000 for Scott Vance. Much needed double up. Was sitting very low on chips, but he's definitely going to need at least one or two more to, and well, one more to have a dangerous chip stack where it would really give someone pause should they call.
Yeah, I don't know what you find there. I mean, something really, man, 10-4 or something.
Even that is probably too light for it at that point.
Yeah.
I almost did just toss it in.
Oh, you got
fucking,
you just figure you got 2 live.
I'll look. If it's suited, I'm calling no matter what. They're connected.
About a total of 10 million chips in play. Your average chip stack is 1.25 million. Kind of put those chip stacks out there into perspective. Edgar Leyva, 60K to call. I think he does make the call. Euler's reaching for chips. Looks like a call. Eric Hansen shoves all in
All in 1.15.
for 955,000.
I'll count it in a second.
It's a huge play from Eric. We'll note it now. Eric does have one of the 10s tied up in his hand for Steve. Steve's gonna let it go. Probably thinking, man, I'm running into jacks, queens, kings, aces here. It just isn't worth it. End your entire tournament life on 10s, out of position. Just ain't worth it.
Yeah,
You got one too many. 75.
Anybody was calling.
Yeah, that's right.
Damn it. I had 8-6 of hearts.
Oh. That was one of the few hands I was ahead of.
Yeah. I wanted to know.
Listen to the
Almost
other
300 in
shoulder.
Well,
there.
what the Angels don't?
Almost tripled up.
Then you gotta listen to them.
Kramer still in? Is he there?
No, he's gone. He's going. Doppelganger.
Raise your hand if you're Kramer.
We gotta goal him in here.
Yeah.
Tony.
Yeah.
Should have been on with years ago. There he is.
What's up, Murph? Probably not. They'll yell at you.
I'm due for my first warning of the day. Is there one guy that lied to me?
Hey, hug him over there.
The old guys in my town go to
Five pole.
Well, I don't mind playing cricket.
Folded aces so you can hug.
Edgar Leyva picking up pocket queens in the hijack. Let's see how he decides to play this strong hand. Looks like just a min raise, maybe? Raise to 135,000. Euler folds. Eric folds. Steve Obregon, suited connectors. He's going to call. King 7, Queen. Steve Obregon picks up the royal flush draw. Edgar, trip queens. Ace on the turn gives Steve Obregon the straight. Steve checks, masking the strength of his hand. Edgar. Bets 160,000. Steve putting on a little bit of a show here. Looks annoyed that's the bet that Edgar made. Let's see if his acting skills will pay off. Edgar's going to want to see a paired board here. Steve, cold call. He's just going to make the call. Deuce of spades on the river. Steve Obregon hits his flush draw now. Improves on his already nice Broadway. Steve will bet 750,000 and Edgar Leyva is... Oh, Steve went shoved all in. Edgar folds. Steve Obregon up over 1.5 million. Edgar Leyva now with a short stack, finding himself there again after just recently doubling up. So very nice hand there for Steve. Oh, and I didn't notice this until now. Thank God Kramer put a hat on. The light bouncing off of his extremely shiny scalp was giving our cameras fits all day yesterday.
That's the only chance he had to get off that hand is free flop.
Yeah, that would be more of a regular season. Not where I buy grandma to get the tickets. They'd probably not do that.
Time to break. 2 hours, 21 minutes. Okay, 7-4.
I've won her the last 2 games I went to, which were 8, 10 years ago now, like 7. They were right. I had probably just the right or left. Those are really good.
Euler reaching for chips in the cutoff. He's going to make the call. And looks like a raised pot will give Euler the check mark, or at least allow him to scoop in all the chips that were in the middle of the table. So we've seen action and we've seen a little bit of lulls happening. Nothing too crazy. Mm-hmm.
Isn't that good theater? Eric.
I'll be cool to play that good and beat him before, but I see it going at least 5. About the game. That would be the ideal way. We win these 2 game 2 the big game.
Edgar Leva all in, choosing his time. Would both love to see a call and also maybe just come away with some blinds and antes. The blinds are up to 30, 60, 60. It's 150,000 to finance one orbit around the table. But 150,000 in Edgar's stack, and it's looking a lot better than the 495 he's got in there now. Scott Vance, this is really one of the first good hands he's really seen all day. With just 520K in his stack, really his only option is to go all in as well. Just gonna make the call. See, folds around to Kramer. Kramer with ace queen as well. He's gonna shove all in. Edgar starting. And Dwayne Anderson is ace king suited. What is going on? Dwayne's like, do I also go all in? One fell swoop. The one hand that has the biggest percentage to win right now, could it chop Kramer's chip stack in half? Knock out Edgar and knock out Vance. If Dwayne only knew there was no pocket pairs on this table. This is such a huge decision. Kramer going all in too just really put some interesting flavor on this on this hand right here. It's insane. Take your time, Dwayne. I'd say there's no rush. It's the afternoon. Make sure you're making the right decision. He's going to fold.
You guys are not hitting an ace, by the way. Let's go hearts. We'll see if I would have won. See if the best end would have won.
So, two-way all in with a call. Board king in the window. Oh my gosh, Dwayne Anderson would have had a very nice hand. Jason Kramer and Edgar with the same hands with the queens. Feeling pretty good about that. 6 of hearts on the turn. And a 7 on the river. Scott Vance is going to be eliminated, and Edgar and Jason will split some chips here. Huge win for Edgar still. Some much needed chips.
Nice patience today.
I probably, if you would have just called, I would have done the same thing you did. I would have went all in.
I missed him. Where is he? There he is. You can see our black chip bounty event really starting to get some players going. They're starting to show up in droves. I'll call it droves. So down another player. What's our payouts by chance? So Scott Vance eliminated will be the first thousandaire, taking home $1,200 for his efforts today and yesterday.
Well, my odds
the other thing is that one of them has a pair, and two of us have aces and ace and king in there in the mix. We don't have very many outside, which we did. It's like, unfortunately, it was a bad decision.
And we are down another player. That makes us 6-handed. Janet Getz, Curtis Beloki, and now Scott Vance, victims of this final table. Edgar Leva winning that last hand, but still kind of on life support. Average chip stack is probably going to be about 1.4 million, right around in there. So just 10 million chips in play. Luckily, we're playing about 30-minute blind levels.
King in the window.
And these guys were all pissed that I didn't call because we would have lost 3 players.
Wouldn't have lost.
Yeah, you got me.
I ain't going away that easy.
But I would have put a dent in you.
It wouldn't have
4 raises to 100.
Steve Obregon will raise to 160,000. Dwayne folds. Edgar Leva now. Jack King offsuit.
He can't wake up in the blind with a big hand, can he? Why is he tanking? Why is this guy talking about Jack? Eric looked up, he's like,
And he's even talking. That's not good. Dwayne never talks.
you were supposed to just snap forward so I could go against
All wrong. 4 calls.
Edgar Leva goes all in. And a call from Steve. Nine in the window. Queen. Deuce, queen, 9.
Give him a little. You want trip? No, I want him a little.
4 on the turn. Edgar's need to get a 10, king or jack. It's an ace. And that's going to do it for Edgar Leva. He's going to be eliminated in 6th place. Excellent showing. Excellent showing here on our feature final table.
You're playing, man.
Guess that's just a spectator out there. All right, so there's our tournament clock. Wondering how much time is left on this level. We are playing 40-minute levels. Does allow a player to take some time. There's not as much of a rush.
Yep. I'm hearing vibrate, vibrate.
Sleeping in the dock.
I think it's a good holding theory.
Well, yeah, again, that's after the fact.
It would make sense either way.
No, I mean, for ICM purposes. And King.
2 short stacks in.
Get some white on, some white on. 2 folds, 3 folds.
10K, website says 20, they get 20 for a stamp.
5 raise to 1.
Dwayne will fold.
7 folds. Come on, man. Can't you have fun with it? I said 5 good draws. 1 fold.
Ace is good.
I had one of them. I had one ace. Red ones too.
I don't play. I fold black ace.
We are there. Little Bo Bandy.
I like him either way, but
Fine, I'd probably, you know.
Look at that. It's a magician. Not only that, we can check what time it is, thanks to Randy's wristwatch.
We got way too many out here.
I was gonna raise with that much good money on the flop.
All right, guys. We also
You
got
get aces as much as I do, you can get more selective which ones you play and fold. Where you at, Eric? I thought you put a raise in there.
Steve will be first to act here.
We'll bump it up.
He's going to fold.
I have Daddy. Nothing I can even dream of.
Euler picking up Queen Jack offsuit.
It would be the first one I've seen the whole tournament.
One is all in.
Euler's going to shove all in.
Yeah.
It's really just a play to steal the blinds from Eric. Every blind you take from someone, that's 120,000 in chips if you take the big blind away from people. So that is definitely definitely a good play. Is to steal blinds and antes from people. Because with just 10 million in play, it really doesn't take much, and get a couple of them gone. You get a couple of those big blinds stolen from you, and then you're going to see yourself in a pretty bad position. Kramer first to act, ace-3 suited. He's going to lead out for 135,000. Euler reaching for chips. Looks like 350. Oh boy. We ain't messing around anymore. We're going for big boy bets. Kramer with 2.6 million. It's not like it's all of his chip stack. It would definitely chunk him, but he'd still be sitting fairly comfortable.
I was trying to get him some of your pot there. You see that?
Every pot. Well, that's my retriever. That's my retriever chip. It goes out and roll it back.
Brings back a pair.
Or it's boomerang chip, they call it. Somebody threw it down. Pretty funny.
That's your one time, Tony. Can't fold that next time. What's that? I have my box, but.
One raises to 140K.
Eric Hansen 3 bets for 340,000. Ace 10. Eric Hansen now letting everyone know at the table that we're doing some big boy bets too.
Give me that
It's not just you, Tony.
He didn't ask for the he didn't ask for the red one.
Got that retriever? Here we go.
Flop comes queen, 6, queen. I don't see a shove all in. Big decision here for Tony. Does he think he's got absolute nothing? Yeah, we ain't risking no big chip stacks for that. Eric will scoop up a nice pot there. They'll look at the rest of the field. Not this field, though. The Black Chip Bounty Tournament is very much underway. If you'd like to get involved in that, come on down to the Hartle Building, the West Fargo Fairgrounds. Enter in on the east side gates. Guess what? Free parking. It's huge. Free parking. Big discount.
I usually use the bottom part of those. In case you were wondering, just step on my foot. One fold, two fold.
Steve, first act here will be betting 160,000.
No, we're good 8.
Kramer folded.
We might have chopped,
Now Dwayne Anderson with pocket 8s has a little bit of a decision to make. It's 100K to call. He does have 1.4 mil in his chip stack. Probably a great hand to defend your big blind with. Dwayne Anderson sizing up a raise to 375, maybe 350. Flop comes. Oh. Screwed it up. Screwed it up. 5-8-6. We just entered the warp speed of zooming in and out.
At some point they'll go back the other way, but
Is there a pause button?
but you gotta last that long.
Dwayne will bet. Steve just can't stick around for that price. Bet 300,000. He's gonna fold. Dwayne Anderson catching trips on the flop. Be scooping up that pot nicely. little bandy action.
That's fine. Why would you mention that?
Oh, that's because it was level 20. We were supposed to play that one last night. Too cold. Two fold, 4 fold, 5 fold.
My wife doesn't need exercise a lot.
Go for a walk.
Let's see if I'm happy with that. Nope.
Nope, probably not.
Good job not
Dana.
I think we just folded around to Euler, who is in the big blind, so that's what you might call a walk, ladies and gentlemen.
Pretty sure I would have got frisky in response.
Yep.
What'd you guys do?
We broke it.
We broke the block.
It's the end of the night.
Yeah. Oh, we're freezing the blinds right there. They talked about it and agreed.
There you go.
Unbelievable. Sounds like blinds will be going up next hand. Kramer reaching for chips. Bet 175, I think. Euler pocket kings. Folded. Oh, and Kramer goes all in. So we got kings versus ace 10. Tony Euler with the pocket kings. Kramer, looks like we're all in for about the same amount. So the two big chip stacks going at it, a 5 in the window, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5 on the flop. Kramer does need a 2 or an ace. There's a jack. And a 4 on the turn.
I think you got some left, Kramer. We're counting it.
Kramer might not be out, but Tony Euler with the huge double up for now through Kramer. Kramer might have just 10K left if chip counts are accurate.
$2.395. 2.395.
Oops. Literally changed the camera angle that I wanted. This guy right here. So this is not just a formality. This is so close that we need to make absolute darn sure.
75. 95.
So it looks like Kramer's going to be left with exactly what he has in his hand, and that is 2 blue chips. How many times does it take to double 1 penny to reach 1 million? Is basically the math that Kramer's going to have to do in his head right now, because it's a lot. Tony now just the absolute chip lead. And there ain't nobody close. Not anymore. Tony's going to be over 4 million in chips. Nearly 5 million. That is what you might call a chip and a chair, though. And I've heard stories that that is something that you can't come back from. Kramer has been known to catch cards all tournament. Yep, we're going to go all in. He will only be able to win. I think he is able to actually win the ante. Should he win this pot, he is eligible to win the ante, which is 60K in chips, which would be a pretty big help. So Jason Kramer back-to-back hands risks all of his chips, and three in the window. I think Tony's wondering what he's eligible to win. 8, 4, 3. Jason Kramer, open ender, 10 outs.
And 10-10, so give me 120,000. Give me 3 blues.
80.
Right? 80.
You can win. He can win
40.
He can win 80, but he can win 10, 20, 30, 40. So
Yeah, we are curious on if we can win the ante or not, and I believe he can. He is eligible to win the ante.
yes.
So 120 is correct. 120 is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. Plus the 80.
Give him a 7.
Queen on the turn. 10 outs left. 10 is not one of them. Jason Kramer eliminated in 5th place.
I counted your entire.
I didn't want 40.
We now have 4 players remain, $7,700 up top. Things are heating up here on the Dakota Poker Tour main event table.
So I knew you had just a monster hand, and you were setting him up for that.
Well, that was going through my head. It became like, well, okay, in situations that happened earlier, I gotta have something really big that messes with me.
Yep. Yeah, you can't just mess.
I'll get timing.
Shout out to Jenny Kramer, Spencer Ernst, Brian Thompson, everyone cheering for Jason. Ron James cheering for Tony and Jason. Arturo Gutierrez cheering for Edgar.
You're off. It's in the big stack.
Steve Obregon with pocket sevens. 1.7 mil in his chip stack. This is just probably raising territory, if anything. It's not in an all-in or nothing situation. Dwayne Anderson, king, queen offsuit. He's gonna call. Flop comes at ace, 8, 9, all hearts.
Either early Friday morning or probably Friday. Huh? Friday morning. We'll head to the lake tonight.
4 on the turn. Steve Obregon still in the lead with his pocket sevens. I think he checked. Yeah, we saw check, check, so we're going to see a river here. 5 on the river. It's going to give Steve the check mark. Steve does have some removal of hearts out there, just one. It's at least 1 card percentages less than Dwayne might have 2 hearts, but I think Dwayne has not been telling the story that he has a flush right now. I think he'd be getting a little bit more aggressive. Hopefully Steve kind of understands that he's going to have the best hand here, and he does. So he bets 100K. Dwayne calls, and Steve Obregon making some moves.
I know how that goes.
Actually, the king jack offsuit that I 3-bet. All of a sudden, I didn't want
Steve Obregon picking up some suited connectors. He's going to throw that away. Dwayne folds will give Tony yet another walk. I don't think we will. Dwayne Anderson looking at king, queen again. That's 200,000. 250, 210. Yeah, Tony Euler, you're not going to get a walk this time. Probably see a fold here. Although he does have a lot of chips, that's not very much to call, try to get lucky. It's worth it to see a flop 8-6 offsuit, very disguised hand if he should catch something on the flop. Flop comes Jack 9-5. Wayne first to act. Take a stab at it with 130,000, 230. Wayne does flop the open ender. Nice sizing there. In case Tony does hold 2 diamonds, he's not less likely to chase a flush draw. at that price. Once again, black chip bounty event going on. Black chip bounty event is $200 buy-in for 20K starting stack.
Right?
Every person you knock out, you get a bounty chip that is worth $100.
Your choice. 7.
Tony Euler in the small blind, 40K to call. Just going to throw that away. And we're going to give Eric Hansen a walk. And to reiterate, we are in the Hartle building, West Fargo Fairgrounds. In case you want to come down and watch live poker. Do you want to thank all the people tuning in on Facebook and YouTube?
Well, how good was my timing? I knew it was coming.
Dwayne Anderson will be first to act on this next hand. He's going to fold. Probably see a fold from. He might see a flop or attempt to call 40,000 more. Looks like a raise. Holy cow.
250.
250,000 on the raise. Steve says that's no problem. Flop comes queen, 5-8, 3 hearts. And Eric does pair his fives.
2, 4, 525. 500 even. 500 even.
They're in our trouble.
I was lost in changing camera angles. Wow. Nice bet there from Eric. Get Steve off that hand.
Kramer must really be steaming. He's not in that one yet.
Euler will be first to act. With pocket sevens. Probably 200,000.
One raises to 200.
Steve Obergon waking up with pocket kings.
4 raises to 500.
That's 500,000, I think. see if Tony wants to make the call here. Goes all in. He's going to shove all in, of course. Steve's going to insta-call. So we have kings versus sevens. Steve Obregon with the massive lead. 6 in the window. 6, 8, 9. Tony Euler picks up an open ender. Four on the turn, making it Steve absolutely sweat here. And a 5 on the river. Tony Euler is going to river Steve Obregon to knock him out in 4th place. Oh, that is just disgusting. Dream flop for Tony. Great flop for Steve too with that high pair, but pocket sevens for the straight on the river. Unbelievable.
Tony does not need an extra 40K in chips.
So the rich get richer.
No, you don't.
Tony Euler in the driver's seat to take home the spring championship.
Yeah, he says he has a bunch.
Unreal. And 3 players remain. Tony Euler with the commanding chip lead. Eric Hansen sitting okay. Dwayne Anderson, probably 1.5 mil or so.
Come on.
I'm disappointed in myself.
No, you don't quite have that much because you got to put some on before paying the blank.
Nope.
And then there were 3, they say.
We're going to go back and forth. Walk,
We're going to
walk,
start by
walk.
giving Euler a walk.
The history.
So next time I got to be afraid.
The time that I did give you a walk, I made some chips, so it worked out okay.
Yeah.
Dwayne ace king on the button. Reaching for chips. Looks like 250. Oh, and he shoves all in. And a call. Ace-6 versus ace-king.
I'm out.
Not yet. Pretty close.
About 1.6 each. 799, no help to either player. Eric Hansen's going to need to see some cards here. There's a king. That's basically going to put the check mark next to Dwayne Anderson.
There was the 7 too.
Dwayne Anderson is going to leave Eric Hansen
Running like God.
with about 80,000 in chips. Holy cow.
I'll grab a rack and do some chip maintenance.
I got
now, guys.
1.3.
Oh,
One,
a little
one,
bit.
2,
1 million?
3. Oh, I'm sorry, a little bit more. I forgot about this.
See Randy nicely counting out the chips, making sure. Of course, you can't just rely on the graphics.
50.
Got to do the official count.
1.565.
1.565. 70, isn't it?
50, 60, 70.
70.
Eric Hansen left with just 70,000. Eric Hansen looks to his right,
So you were ahead
sees
for a moment.
Euler with that massive pile of chips. Euler, a
I got
chip
one
leader,
rack and one rack of yellow.
and it ain't even close. Dana's going to do some chip stack maintenance here.
He'll trade his for one of those.
It looks
Put some
pretty
cranberries. Oh, we're going to get the million plaque, the million denomination plaque out there, I think, for the first time this season.
You got this.
Yeah, this is going to look real nice.
Okay, so this is, what's it?
Just drop
100,
those anywhere.
200, 300, 400, that's 500, right? So this is what? 500?
Five
2.5.
five of those.
Like this, right?
500,
Like that, right?
2.5.
Correct? So I'm saying for this, right? Okay, verify.
So 2 plaques are out there now. This is
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me back 5 yellow, or 5 red.
this is something now. This is the first time we've seen these bad boys.
Now you can look at the card.
Sorry, thank you. I apologize, guys.
There they are. Code Poker Tour 1 million chips.
Whoa.
Where's the 70?
Eric Hansen will shove, and Dwayne Anderson is going to try to finish him off.
Yeah, I can't fold, so I'm just hoping I don't have 7 deuce, you know. I'm calling. Yeah.
We'll skip the 6 part.
Now the
7, Queen, 5, Jack on the turn. Dwayne needs an ace and an ace only to knock him out, and it is a deuce. Eric Hansen will double up, but he's going to need a lot more than that
You don't have to pay a blind.
if he wants to stay alive in this tournament.
My math is correct. It's my turn. No walking. I win.
1.
Not hungry.
I can't do math.
Three minus 1 is 2. That's the math you guys are both thinking.
Oh, I don't want to be alone with him.
220.
1 is, or rather 2 is.
And we're going to shove again.
Do you want me to even look? Nah, I'm not gonna.
Tony almost can't not call. 220,000.
Now I ask for any more than that.
So 6-7 versus Eric Hansen's King 6. Eric is happy to cancel out the 6 from Euler. Euler can only catch a 7. It's also matching suits to Jack 3. Eric Hansen, barring any crazy things happening, Eric Hansen will be doubling up. Ace on the turn.
Still no 5 and.
Euler's going to need to see a 7. And that's a face card. It's definitely not a 7, and a king it is. Eric Hansen doubling up again. Shout out to Todd GC and Dusty Caspers. Dusty Caspers. Oh, Silver Fox must be Dwayne Anderson. Can't imagine it being Eric Hansen because he's bald. And Euler has never shown the amount of hair he has on his head. I don't think ever at a poker tournament. He's always got the hood, hat, and shades on. Euler folds. And he goes all in, actually. So Eric Hansen in the big blind is going to get chunked for 160,000. Blinds are up to 40, 80, 80. Blind levels are definitely going to be promoting some all-ins here.
8 minutes. 9, little less than 9 minutes.
Well, I was going to take off, Eric, but I'm thinking, you don't get any chance to make 2 final tables in one day?
Sure you can.
And I'll get in.
Done it before.
Yeah, to walk it off a little bit.
I would do. There's no rush.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's an okay play. I don't know.
That's what I told him. He's still steaming over there. He's not in that one yet.
Euler first to act, he'll fold.
As soon as he cools off, he'll get in that one.
Yeah.
1 fold. 2 is.
Eric shoves all in. 400,000. Dwayne, Jack 3. Maybe it's just not good enough. I mean, if he doubles up again, that's 800,000. That's definitely something that'll chunk either Dwayne or Tony. So let him pick up your big blind. No big deal.
Jack 3.
Oh, I had ace. I think I had ace 3. Ace something.
Would have been Jack 9, Jack Queen. 3 of those.
Semi-connected, right?
Come on. No, not that one.
using them well, digger.
I know. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I ran it in the thing last night. You were at 26%.
Yep.
Walking sevens again.
I would have called in your position.
No, must be talking about the ace queen of clubs.
Well, no.
Oh. Oh, come on, I gotta take credit. You mean when I gave you this? One raises to 200K. Two falls.
Favorite dealer.
This weekend anyway.
That was due.
There he is. He's calmed down now. He's over there at the bottom. Huh?
Card part is I have breakdowns on whatever games you have. The only handler is calling you full pressure. So that's the risk.
Two is all in. For 320.
Not call you on a gut shot.
Diamond redraw with a 9.
Seems like you're paying the blind more often than not, right?
Well, I was thinking, but that's like often the same, like little back. In this situation. Deuce 4. Suited.
Could have got a shove through there, though.
I think so.
Maybe not. He might call you in there.
Yeah.
That's probably a little.
Dark. Take a swing at it. Just hope you're not dominated at all. Anything but that. You'd have been thrilled with my deuce 4.
I'm over here waiting up like I'm like, 260.
keep forgetting I'm muting myself for no reason. Sorry, guys. I promise I've been talking for the last umpteen minutes, and you haven't heard a dang word. Tony Euler, 80K to call. Looks like an all-in for Eric Hansen. Ace-5 diamonds. There's 3 players remaining of the 100 that bought in to our 100K mega stack. And I think Euler's going to make the call. So it's going to be Ace-5 versus Ace-Deuce. Flop comes 10-8 king. Eric's going to want to see that ace. He's going to need to see an ace and an ace only. And it is an ace. And then he wants to see something lower than a 5.
Enjoy my chips, boys. Enjoy my chips.
I do, you know.
River is a 7, so we'll see a choppity chop chop chop. Blinds are up to 50,000, 100,000, 100,000. Yeah, I muted myself for the last, who knows how long.
I was cutting you short. I divided by 2 an extra time.
Yeah. I need someone to just mute and unmute for me because I cannot be trusted in these situations.
That's a good line. I remember that one. My brother used to use it on me, and he wasn't wrong.
It's almost embarrassing.
80 more than last time. 2 is all in.
So if we haven't, oh, it's going to be all in. Dwayne will fold over to Tony. Euler's going to fold. Eric will show his Ace-5 suited.
Yeah, it's the exact same 2 cards. Except for that. You did turn them in, didn't you? No? Oh, okay.
Well done, well done.
You liked them so much you kept them.
Now do I own more?
100, yeah.
Everything I own.
No, you got an extra 50 over there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
530 over there. Pink.
Dwayne Anderson waking up to pocket aces. Do you want a big sizing here? Try to just steal some blinds and antes. It's still accomplishing something because Eric Hansen is so low. He's in the big blind. Steal 200,000 from him. Do just a call. You do a min bet.
Misco. They folded, right?
Yeah, we're scared.
Yeah,
We're intimidated.
they folded anyway.
Yeah, and they both folded very quickly.
Verbal action there.
So Dwayne Anderson enjoying the pocket aces
Didn't even think
and enjoying stealing the blinds and antes
stack of the yellows.
from both players.
I'd already folded, but then I was like, interesting approach to get to that done.
Trying to intimidate.
The red
I
ones were,
say
yeah,
250, but I put out 450.
the reds were an angle shot
I
there.
appreciate you think I'm smart enough to get it intimidated.
As Al Bundy would say, too big of me.
Euler will be first to act.
480.
He's going to fold. We'll go all in.
2 hands in a row. I had aces last time. I was waiting for one of you guys to score.
Dwayne Hansen is going to have,
Forgot you still had the 50.
or Dwayne Anderson.
530. 530. Again, only stack, yes.
8-6, so yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
I had an aces 2 times on the button, and he got called on him once. At the final
And
hand.
you bet 250, I should get called.
The one time he did it, so actually I folded a decent hand, but I think it was actually behind me still, so I don't remember.
All in. More than last time. 730. 2 is all in.
One call.
I got something around there.
Can't imagine anything
We do have an all-in and a call
My straight flush is out the damn window.
Yeah, mine too.
between Euler and Hansen.
At least neither one of you are going to get beat by a straight call.
9-7 versus 8-10.
Doing my right, but he's
All diamonds.
but mine's a royal if he
Here
gets me.
or there?
Queen in the window. Jack 5, 1 diamond. Eric Hansen is going to need to see a 7, and 9 would give Euler a straight. There's an 8 pairing Euler's 8, and now Eric can get a 10 or a 6. 6 outer. It's a 9. That's going to eliminate Eric Hansen from the tournament. Tony Euler will be picking up the chips from him. Heartbreak. Heartbreak there for sure. Our black chip bounty event going on. Oh, I didn't even have that camera angle on there.
Win?
And then there were 2. Dwayne Anderson or Tony Euler.
Good luck, Tony.
Great job.
You've had it a little bit easier than me. You had a monster stack the entire final table, and then you know
All day, babe.
yeah.
I had a big stack issue. I at the final table, I
all day.
killed it. Not for a couple hours.
So the ante goes away. Ante goes away when we're heads up. Absolutely. We'll see how Euler uses his 7.6 mil chip stack.
Oh, yeah. No big blind,
no ante.
no ante.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so Dwayne will be refunded 100K because in heads up the ante does go away. It's pretty nice. Dwayne ace 8 suited.
Seven went all in.
Ask the boys if I can bring my trophy out now.
Dwayne will bet, Tony will fold.
See why not?
I got it sent back once.
That's because it was almost one empty seat that was sitting in it.
There it is, Tony Euler 7.4 mil, Dwayne Anderson 2.6. Dwayne doubles up through Tony. They will be nearly gridlocked.
Just over 2 now.
I'm looking for a structure thing. I think it's 2 quarters.
$3,600 payday for Eric Hansen. Dwayne will be first to act, looking at King 5 offsuit. He's just going to go ahead and fold, so Euler will pick up some blinds and antes. Lines are at 50,000, 100,000. So there's definitely a little bit of time here that Dwayne can buy in order to find a good hand that he decides to put his entire tournament life at stake with. Euler first act. My first taste of Tony Euler was a few years ago at the Windbreak event. I think that was my first involvement with a live stream. And I believe he took that down. Maybe that was Eric Johnson. Euler was definitely up there years ago, but here is our little tournament clock. 28 minutes remain. Dwayne Anderson will be first to act, looking at ace-deuce offsuit. It's going to raise it up to 250. Euler's going to make the call. So King 7 versus Ace Deuce. We'll see what comes on the flop here. Deuce Ace 9. Dwayne Anderson, a 2-pair. Let's see if Euler decides to fire away. He's going to check. Might be in Dwayne's best interest to check here too. He's looking for chips. It might be a couple 100,000, 300,000. Of course, the damage has been done with a raised pot pre-flop. So Dwayne Anderson really playing a nice little chess match with Tony Euler. We go Randy again.
You don't get an extra stack if you get 2 championships, do you?
Randy very used to shuffling these much thicker and stiffer cards. We had nearly a catastrophe happen back here in the tech station, but crisis has been averted. Don't think there's a tsunami warning with the earthquake we just experienced. Tony folds. So Dwayne will win, and we go back to shuffling yet again. It's when your head's up, you wish you had an automatic shuffler, because it takes seconds to play out a folded hand. Takes many, many more seconds to reshuffle the deck. Dwayne with King 10 is going to raise it, I think, to 250. 275. Tony Euler with Jack 10. Does he go all in here? Yeah. We're just going to call. He might raise it up. He's going to raise it. Looks like 700,000. It's a 4-bet to all in. I think he's just calling. Yeah, he's just going to call. Nine, 5, deuce, all diamonds. Tony first up. There's a flush that hits, a diamond hits. Both players are going to have successfully completed the flush, and I guarantee we'll see an all-in and a call. Euler's going to fire away. Despite being just a 9% favorite to win this hand. Dwayne does shove all in. Tony's going to ask for a count. Dwayne staring off into space, trying not to give Tony any inclination as to what he might have. Dwayne definitely repping that he does have a made flush. Tony with the call. We've got an all-in and a call, folks. And I can't see it, it's a jack. Oh no, Dwayne's now behind. We're gonna need to see a diamond. A 5 is not it. And Tony Euler, with a big turn of events, eliminates Dwayne Anderson in second place. Tony Euler, your winner of the 2024 DPT Spring Championship. Congratulations to Tony. We're going to take a short break. We will be back with the interview with the champion. Welcome back to our champion, Tony Euler. How does it feel right now?
Pretty good.
Yeah, $7,700. Where does this rank on wins in your poker career?
It's 5th highest, I believe.
5th highest? Yeah, not a bad weekend. Do you think you'll buy into our black chip bounty event now?
Oh, definitely. When I'm running like this, got to do it.
You have to, absolutely, especially if you're used to knocking so many players out. That's $100 a pop. So coming into today, you were well rested. Do you think that gave you an advantage over your competitors?
Definitely. Of course, the big chip stack didn't hurt either.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was kind of coming into today. You were the chip leader. How did that, describe your strategy for the victory today, knowing you were coming in as the chip leader?
Well, just put pressure on people, but also don't do silly things. And I was pretty card dead right away the first, half an hour or so, but then picked up a little steam and got it rolling.
Yeah, you sure did. And you had a very formidable table of opponents. Yep. You know, Eric Hansen,
yep.
He described him as an opponent. He seemed very, very good.
He's tough. He puts a lot of pressure on and just like I said, it makes you have to make tough decisions.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want to extend a big congratulations to you, a DPT champion, eligible for the Tournament of Champions. So $7,700. Richard, going to roll it into the World Series of Poker? Absolutely.
Probably.
Well, we'll see you down there. We'll be there the week before for the Free Poker Network National Championship. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely, and thank you for tuning in, everybody, for our final table action here today. Still have the Black Chip Bounty event, but that's going to wrap up the live stream. So we'll see you guys all probably down in Vegas. Thanks for tuning in.